Okay, welcome back. So we left off, we created our one runway. Now I'm going to show you how to get it into the game. But before we do, there was a little bug that I had in my material editor. You have to name these with 2 underscores. And I unfortunately, if you look at the previous video, I had only 1 underscore between airport and runway. So once you do that, and then of course you assign it to your thing and you file, export selected, select the runway, and you should be good to go. Okay, so now what we're going to do, now that we've fixed that, is we're going to show you how to get it into the game. So we've exported our CYHZ_RWY. That is our runway file. So there are 2 files now. You can get them on the wiki. One is your content converter, and the other is the TSC file. Again, there's an example on the wiki. So we'll look at this one first. So here's what I did with mine. Obviously, airport, a short name is Halifax, long name is Halifax, Nova Scotia. The ICAO code is CYHZ. This position, of course, is the position from here. So copy that over. Oops. Of course, I've already done all this, but I'll do it again. So Control V it, then copy it to that one as well. And also copy it down to here for your runway file. You'll notice that these slashes are comments. So I've commented those out so they won't be executed when we run this. So now our height, I'll just leave it at 28 for now, size 5000 as well. I put the tower position in the center as well, at tower height, and make sure auto height is true. So that's all you need for the for that part of the CYHZ file. But down here, you're going to create a ground object, and that's going to be our CYHZ_runway. I'm going to change this to lowercase just in case. CYHZ. Okay, and again, the position as well with this, make sure it is leading 0 with the spaces here as well. So we're going to save that. Then we're going to do our content converter. Now the input file is wherever you, in my case, I have all of my source files and all of my texture files in this O:\AeroFly CYHZ. Also make note of the bitmap files or the TIG files or whatever types of files you're using. Make sure they end in underscore color. You'll notice all of mine do. So now the output folder. By default, AeroFly scene files are in the following location. Under Documents, AeroFly FS2. That's the default location. So now what we're specifying is under that location, Scenery, Places, CYHZ_Halifax. So if you go back up here, Scenery, Places, and I'm just going to delete this one out of there so we can run, when we run this, we'll get a whole new copy. Okay, so that's good. Make sure that you're searching for TSCs, TGIs, JPEGs, bitmaps, TIFFs, PNGs, or any other type of graphics files that is supported. And then all of these as well should be the same. I picked the same as the content converter that I downloaded off of the wiki. So now we save that. So now we go back to our source. And we right click. Now, if you have installed a content converter correctly, this should be at the top. Run with AeroFly FS2 content converter. The other way to do it, which is what I did, is I simply made the TMC file always run content converter. So all I got to do is just double click on it. And now you will get some errors, and I'll show you what they are. I got 2 errors, but I did 2 texture converted and copied over, and one geometry. So if I maximize, all that I basically got for errors was that my reference file and my asphalt dark color file is not used in geometry. So that's no big deal. But just keep an eye, if you don't get any geometries converted or any textures copied, sometimes you'll get 0 textures copied because of the fact that you've already converted them to TTX files. But you should have geometries that are converted. So I did, so I'm good to go there. So now, if I go back up to my documents directory and AeroFly FS2, scenery, places, I should have a CYHZ Halifax. Oops. There we go. We have 2 TTX files, we have a TMB file, and we have a TSC file. So the TMB is the runway itself, as you can see, and the 2 colors, or sorry, the 2 texture files, and of course, our TSC file is our runway definition. So now what we have to do is we have to go in, run our game. Now I'm running it in Oculus VR mode. So we go into the game. And of course, what you have to do is set your location to where your scenery is. Now, in my case, I've already set it up. Again, you'll know where this is. Now, right now, this is only graphics. There is no actual runways in here yet as defined by the game, but this is just to show you. So I just selected that. I picked the F-18, click on Start. And you can see, just going to switch here. Turn around. And find my runway. And you can see there's a nice big gray square. And yes, that's the runway. So that's the beginning. Now obviously there's going to be a lot more coming with putting decals down, putting the other runway in, but putting the other runway is exactly the same as putting this one in. Now you'll notice as well there's high resolution ground around this. Again, that's a flight sim tiles function. That isn't really a function of this particular tutorial. This is just how to get your first runway in. So that's it. And that's how you get it in. Have a nice day.